I'm so glad you clicked on this video to join me for some fun, easy, and affordable DIYs you can make with your vinyl cutting machine. One of my favorite ways to keep these projects budget friendly is to shop at Dollar Tree. Not only do they have amazing blanks at great price points, but they also have some awesome items that you can hack to make your Cricut experience or whatever machine you've got a lot more enjoyable. Plus, today I'm going to share with you my best hidden gems. I can guarantee you've walked right past them before, and once I show you their potential, you will never look at these items the same way again.
We're going to hop right in by starting in the craft aisle. I know, novel idea, right, for craft blanks. We will get more into the hidden gems in a second, but I absolutely love Dollar Tree blank signs. This house is what I'm going to be using for this project, but they have a ton of different types of houses if you can't find that one, and you can also use any of their blank signs. Now, if you are new to Cricut, I'm going to go a little quicker through these projects today, so if you need more one-on-one help, be sure to check out my New to Cricut playlist, and I will help you get started. Now for this sign, I measured it and realized I needed my decal to be 3.5 inches wide to fit my sign. Make sure you measure before you cut yours. And I also like to give myself about an inch of breathing room on the outside, so it's about a 1/2 inch on either side here. I'm using Oracle 651 permanent matte white vinyl that I get from Expressions Vinyl or Amazon. I will link all my supplies down below. And one of my best tips to share is when you are cutting something super intricate like this Wi-Fi decal, you are going to want to make sure that you are using the iron-on setting. Cut it regularly. You don't have to mirror it, but that is going to help with any of these intricate cuts. Now, once I get everything weeded, I'm using paper transfer tape because that's what I had sitting there, but you can use any of the transfer tapes that you personally like. I really love this paper transfer tape for Dollar Tree items just because it's not going to rip up any of the surfaces, especially if it was made cheaply. I'm going to apply this a little bit north of center just so then I can use the chalkboard feature to write the information on our Wi-Fi. And if you don't want to have to write it, you could easily add in Design Space to My File your network name and your password and then just stick it onto the sign. This is super quick and easy and nobody is going to bug you for your Wi-Fi details again.
You're watching Whiskey and Whit. My name is Whitney, and a huge welcome back to my Whiskey Craft Buddies who are here each and every week to DIY with me. If you want to join us, you can hit subscribe down below so you won't miss any future videos. And if you are a email subscriber, Whiskey Craft Buddy, you have all of the files that I am sharing today for free already in your inbox. If you want to join my email list, you can do that quick and easy down in the description box.
Our next blank you're going to find in the kitchen section, and I love these jars specifically, but you can use any jars with a flat top and a flat side. I like to take the lid off, spray it with black matte spray paint, and then also seal it with a matte clear spray paint just to make sure it's not going to chip when we add this decal. Then in Design Space or whatever design software you use, I just searched for a simple dog bone image and resized it to 4 inches wide because that is the width of my lid. If you're using a different jar, be sure to measure your lid before you size. Then I'm going to type out my furry friend's name, Sebastian, who is my black lab that I'm making this for. And I am going to use the free font Subscriber, which is from defont.com. Then I'm going to take my font, I'm going to change it to white just to help me visually see this here. And then I'm going to size it to the center of my black dog bone. I'm going to select both of them and align center here just to make sure everything is lining up for me. And then with both of them selected, I am going to click slice. That's going to act as a cookie cutter essentially, and it is going to give you 2 versions of your name as well as the bone with the name cut out. And that is the decal we are looking for. Then you're going to cut it out and weed it on just some regular vinyl. And then the name is going to pop through the white bone or whatever color you decide to do. Now this Ain't Too Proud to Beg is a free file from me that will be in the downloads folder, which you can find on my blog. More information on that down below. And I also added some paws from Design Space that were 1.5 inches tall. Now, what would a treat jar be without treats? These are from our favorite boutique here locally called Two Bostons. They're called Puppy Kisses. I'll link them down below, and your furry friend will absolutely love them. One of my absolute favorite Dollar Tree blanks are these wood rounds because you can do so many things with them. This particular sign started with a good coat of stain. This is early American stain. I like Minwax and Varathane. Then I took a piece of painter's tape, taped off the center, and painted the bottom black. Then you're going to need my Yay You're Here free cut file cut to 11 inches wide, and I'm going to use some painter's tape here just to make it a little easier to apply to the sign. This is also a great hack if you don't have the paper transfer tape on hand because it is not as sticky. It will pick up your letters, but it also won't rip up your paint. Another hack I have learned here is let your sign dry overnight and then put your decal on. It will let it seal in as well to help with any peeling. Then all you need to do is re-add your hanger and it's good to go. I love this for my craft room, but it's also so fun for your front door for a general, fun, whimsy piece of decor. The next time you're in the stationery aisle at Dollar Tree, be sure to grab yourself some of these expandable file folders. They come in a lot of different colors. I grabbed gray and pink, and this is optional, but I use it as a blank and a Cricut hack. I like to add neutral color paper scraps to the front so I know which is which, and then all you have to do is use the expandable little dividers inside to organize your scrap vinyl. I have so many projects here on my channel that I say are great scrap busters, and this is going to help you find them quick and easy, all on a budget. I've seen a lot of people hack these containers that have a lid as well as a magnetic back, and I have never bought them. Shocker. But I recently grabbed them because I wanted to have them for my craft cart to be able to put my Cricut pieces on there. This would also be great for different items that are small that you don't want to lose in your kitchen. You just pop them in the container and then you can stick them on to any magnetic surface. You don't want them to be too heavy, but my Cricut Maker blades are kind of heavy and they stay up just fine. We are coming up on gift giving season, and one of my favorite things to grab at Dollar Tree, whether it be seasonal or not, is their ribbon. Everything from the 1-inch to 3-inch width, it is perfect to customize for gift giving for any occasion. I'm going to customize mine today with some heat transfer vinyl. I'm using some Caesar Easy Weed, and what you're going to want to do is go into Design Space and use a font that you like. I'm using the font Lemon Milk here, which is a free download. I'll have linked down below. And if you're doing one line of text, you want to make sure it's 2 inches tall in your design software. And if you're doing 2 lines, you want to make sure that is 2 inches tall because it's going to fit onto our 3-inch ribbon. I'm weeding everything out here, and then I'm using a medium heat on this burlap ribbon. I'm also using some velvet ribbon. You can do this on both the fabric and the more like delicate options that Dollar Tree carries. But once it's applied, you can tie this onto your gift bag, and this is really going to spruce up your gift giving this spring. I love to do this for baby showers like Welcome Baby Johnson. I also love it for wedding showers, and it's also great for Mother's Day with I Love You Mom. I also have a full video on how you can take someone's handwriting and turn it into an SVG, so that would be adorable as well. I love grabbing these stretch canvases to do what is called a reverse canvas. So you just want to make sure you get the kind that has the wood frame inside, and you can either cut the frame off or do what I did here and use a flathead screwdriver to pop up the staples, and then you can pull it out with some pliers. I used some dark walnut stain to stain the frame, and then I used some heat transfer vinyl to cut out these 2 decals. On a 5x7, I did the C for a last name monogram, and I pressed it at 320 degrees for about 15 to 20 seconds. And then I did the 8x10 size for this fresh soap and water. This file is actually from Design Bundles. It's one of the few that I did not create in this video, so you can find the link for that down below. It is such a fun, kind of modern with a nod to vintage look. And then to reattach the canvas after it's trimmed, I just use some hot glue. It's a quick and easy process, and you can use that frame just to make sure that you are pressing your decal into the center of the canvas. Trim off any excess pieces and you're good to go. I really like how this one looks because it's got more of a brown canvasy look to it, and it's the perfect addition to a little powder room or bathroom. I also did an additional set in a different video that is These Are the Days I Never Want to Forget. It's a 2-parter, so you make 2 of the same size. You can display them by each other or you can hang them on the wall by each other. And I love how this turned out. This is another free cut file that will be available in the pack on my blog. While we're on the topic of canvases, this is one of my favorite things that I've done for Finn in the past. Grab another one of those canvases, and then I decided to do Clifford, but you could do literally any character. I like to search Google for the character plus the word coloring pages, and you can find some great outlines that you can upload into Design Space. Just select simple, and then with their easy magic eraser tool, you just click the white areas where you want to be able to cut it out. I ended up doing mine at 9 inches tall for this size of canvas, the 8x10. And then to apply it after I weeded it, I just took a towel, or you can use a little press pad. You just want some counter pressure, and you're going to add the heat transfer vinyl right to the front of the canvas. The great thing about this is then they can paint over the top, they can color over the top, and is a great way to allow them to be creative with sometimes characters that you can't find a lot of stuff of. I've been having a hard time finding a lot of train things, so it's helpful to make my own. And a huge shout out to DIYaholic on TikTok. She did this for her daughter's birthday party, and that's what inspired me to do this for Finn, and these are genius. They're also really great favors for parties. The sky's the limit. And you could also do your own adult coloring page, paint it, and have that up in your house. So tons of options. I absolutely love this idea. Over the years, I have fallen in love with grabbing some of these $1.25 round appetizer plates and customizing them with just some vinyl. I measure them, and typically I need to make my decal about between 3.5 and 4 inches wide. I cut it out on whatever color vinyl I want to use. Here it's just matte black, but for seasonal I've used a ton of different colors. And this one I'm just doing a general peony so that I can use it for my table setting. And all you need to do is weed it out, apply your transfer tape, and apply it to the center of the plate. Now, I get a lot of questions when I do these. Can you eat off of these? And the answer is no. They are no longer food safe. However, they are perfect for getting a beautiful tablescape. And the other thing I love to do is when the season's over, if you don't want to have to save them all, especially because this is just a scrap piece of vinyl anyway, peel it off, add the next season's image, and then just do that over and over so you have the same plates out, just different customization. If you're loving this video, I have got great news for you. This is just a sampling of the hundreds of Dollar Tree Cricut projects I have done over the years. I've got a full playlist, everything from everyday to seasonal. I even have a full teacher one that would be great for teacher appreciation gifts coming up here this year. So there are tons of other pieces of content that I know you're going to love if you're loving this video. So what you're going to do is after this video, you're going to head down to the description or the pinned comment, and I'm going to have a ton of info for you on how you can check out those videos. I also want to let you know that tomorrow, April 5th, 2024, I am making a huge announcement. I am part of another fun Cricut event. If you're watching this when the video goes out, be sure to opt into my email list. Or if you're watching this after, head down to the description or pinned comment because I will have info on that. I'm super excited for this event, and if you're loving this video, I know you will want to join me at it as well. One of my biggest goals for this year is to try to stay more organized. I did a huge craft room overhaul. If you missed that video, I will link it for you. And when I saw these jars, I knew I had to grab them to have them for little trinkets and baubles and bits in my craft room. I started by taking a heat gun to get those pesky stickers off the bottom, and I love that they have this really pretty iridescent color, and all four sides are flat. I measured and cut my graphics to 3 inches wide, and these are another pack of free ones for my craft buddies. So I have a glue gun, some scissors, and a paintbrush. I'm going through and carefully weeding everything out on some black vinyl. I use scrap for this. It is a great scrap buster project, so if you save those scraps, this is a great time to use it. Using some regular transfer tape and just applying these right to the sides of my jars. Then I have these super cute containers that I can contain things like beads and pom-poms and small little clips. So many different things that can be included in these containers, and the decal doesn't make it more functional, but it does make it more fun, and when you're crafting and you want a creative space, that is a huge deal. Did you know that you could use your Cricut and the pen tool to address cards? Well, I'm a card collector. I love this container from Michaels because it can house all of the cards I have collected when I see them out and about. So then that way I have them ready to go when I have a special occasion. I really like to use my Cricut to address the envelopes because it makes my handwriting look so much better. And it's so much easier than you would think to do it. Take your envelope, stick it in the top left corner of the mat, and let me show you how to set it up in Design Space. Once we know that our envelope is a 5x7 size, we're going to go over to shapes and we're going to create a rectangle again. So grab your square, unlock, and we're going to do 7x5. Then I'm going to go ahead and change this to white just so then that way I can see what I'm working with. And then I'm going to go to the text. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to find ourselves a writing font. So up here you can sort again. I've got free and writing. And then I'm going to find one that I like. So first I'm going to address this. Then we are going to select that, and you can make it whatever size that will fit in that 5x7. You can also do, if you want it to be smaller, larger, what have you. Then I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, and I'm going to add my return address. We're going to take the entire thing, hit attach, and then we're going to click make. On mat. And then here is your envelope. And to keep this super straightforward, you're just going to pop your blade out. Then that way it's not going to cut your card, but it is going to write where you want it. Then you're just going to hit start. It's going to write. It's going to put all of the words where you told it to go. And then when it's done writing, it will do a quick pass around the outside, but because you took your blade out, it's not going to cut your envelope. That's the easiest way I can explain it, especially to a beginner. So just pop your blade out and then pop it back in, and that will help you have everything right where it needs to be written. Back in the toy section, I love to pick up these snap bracelets when I'm there. They are great to put around paper rolls, wrapping paper rolls, vinyl rolls, anything that you don't want to crease and don't want to unroll. I put it on all my vinyl rolls, and then I keep my vinyl rolls in these Dollar Tree Plus containers in my craft island. Super inexpensive and super organizational friendly. Also in the Dollar Tree craft section, I found these little wood boxes, and they're great to stain and then just add a decal. I had this one left over from Christmas when I made my nativity set. I measured it and it was about 5.5 inches, so I decided to cut it 5 inches wide. And have you ever tried a reverse weed? This is nice when you've got little letters like I do in this file. You're going to apply the transfer tape just right over the top of your vinyl. Don't remove that big piece. I just took out the little pieces of the innard part of the letters, and then you can weed it almost like you're weeding heat transfer vinyl. You can peel it back carefully, just make sure it doesn't stick to itself, and this is a great way to keep those pieces stuck on the transfer tape and get all of the extra vinyl off. It'll take a couple tries, be patient with yourself, but once you get the hang of it, it is a game changer. I'm adding this just to the center of my sign. Again, starting from the center, pushing out. That's what we're doing every time, just to remove those bubbles. And I love the message of this sign. This is a resolution that I want to stick to this year, trying to be more present in life. So do more things that make you forget to check your phone. Another one of my favorite things in the Crafter Square section are these little trays. They make another great blank for a sign because they sit up on their own because they have a thick edge. I like to stain them, but you could easily paint them. You can also glue them together, which I've done in prior videos, to make a larger sign with some wood glue, so there are a ton of different options. And then once you have the base color that you want, you're going to want to measure, and I decided that I needed this You Are Worthy SVG cut to 4 inches wide. I'm using my favorite permanent matte white vinyl here, and this is another great motivation piece I have in my craft room. I love positivity. I love positivity in my decor, so this is a great way to do that, and I've got a ton of free files where you can do that as well. I'm using the paper transfer tape again just to protect that wood, and here this is good to go with a little bit of jute to add a little bit of texture to the top, and the sky's the limit. You can put whatever decal you want on there and make a ton of these signs. They also make a great way to display pictures if you just glue on a little clothespin. In their craft section, Dollar Tree has a variety of these chalkboard tags, and I love to have them on hand because all you have to do is measure them and then cut graphics to create whatever kind of gift tag that you need. I've created a ton of different occasion ones, a pack of 6 that will be available over in the folder, and I just cut them out on white vinyl, 3 inches wide. I weeded them, and then I decided to apply them with paper transfer tape just so I don't rip the paper tag. I love that this transfer tape is sticky enough to pick up your decal but not rip up that paper tag. I have made this for so many different occasions, and it is such a game changer to know how to do this. Also, this is from a prior Dollar Tree Cricuts Blanks video, and you guys let me know, like true BFF Craft Buddy fashion, that I spelt hooray horrendously. I am not the best speller. It is fixed in the folder. Don't you worry, so you can head over there and get the correct spelling of all these tags. And in similar fashion, I love to use the wood chalkboard tags with some white vinyl to label all of Finn's toys. It helps us know where things go, and a lot of these simple words, he can recognize the first letter now because he's 4, so it helps because he knows, okay, the one with the C is where all the cars go, etc. Such a game changer. Our next blank comes to us from the glassware aisle, and I love to grab these champagne flutes. They're $1.25 each, and they etch beautifully with etching cream. I usually grab a set of 2 and make them for wedding or engagement gifts because they are so quick and easy to make, and they look like you tried so hard. I decided to do Mr. and Mrs. Anderson for a friend that got engaged, so they could use this at their wedding, or it could just be for toasts at home. You're going to weed it out like a stencil, so like you see here, I'm taking out the inside instead of the outside, and when I go to apply it to the cup, I'm just adding some slits with my scissors into the stencil film, which I'm just using permanent vinyl. I like permanent vinyl better than a stencil vinyl for this. Then once I get everything pushed down, I'm just going to use some painter's tape to protect the glass. And then I'm going to use this armor etch. Now, I would recommend using gloves. I've done this for years, so I know how to keep it where it needs to be, but I would recommend definitely use gloves here just because it is going to etch through the glass and you don't want it to do that to your hands. You're going to put on a thick coat and let it sit. I like to do about 10 to 15 minutes. Then run it under some warm water to get all of that etching cream off because it has developed. Then we're going to peel the stencil off, and then you're going to be left with these beautiful etched glasses. I like these a lot more than putting vinyl on per se, just because of the fact that these are now dishwasher safe. There's no vinyl you have to mess with, and that is so great. I love dishwasher safe items. Something else I am sure you've walked right past are these rocks glasses, and let me tell you, these make an amazing gift. We originally found them back in 2016 when we were looking for groomsmen gifts, and these were a game changer. We did sports ones with monograms on them for all the groomsmen, but you could do these for Father's Day. You could also do like company logos. I've done some of these for my uncle and put his garage name on them. And so there are just so many different options. Such a great gift. And these are probably ones that you walked right by that you could etch super quick and easy. How I found all of those logos, I just went to Google and typed in my team logo, one color. So Cubs logo, one color, Eagles logo, one color, Chiefs logo, Broncos, whatever your team is, type that in. You're going to be able to find what you want, save it to your desktop and upload it. And then you're going to use the magic eraser just like we did with the Clifford item. And I also have another project coming up where I will show you how you can find it as well. So this is a quick way to get those logos off of Google Image. Also, I would be so remiss if I didn't say this. I only use these for personal use. Do not take a Google image, make something, and sell it. So for copyright issues, if you're new to Cricut and you're trying to sell stuff, like please don't take a Google image, just rip it off and sell it. But for personal use like these logos, it's no big deal. You can also etch their glass plates. This is awesome for Christmas cookies, for graduations, for Thanksgiving plates. You could do it one of 2 ways. You could etch directly on the top of the plate and let it sit for the allotted time, rinse it off like we did, or you can etch on the back of the plate, so then that way the food is not going to touch any of the etching. I like to do that. I've done Santa Claus before, some Christmas sayings, and then on the back, and then you can just put your Christmas cookies on and gift them. This is another great gift thing, and that bottle of Armor Etch, I have a large one, but if you get the smaller one, you could easily do this a million times. This Schitt's Creek one was very popular when I did it originally. I will link that original video down below as well as the cut file. If you're a huge graphic tee lover like me, Dollar Tree can be your best friend. These were found just recently at my Dollar Tree, these Gildan shirts, and I can usually find them about every 3 or 4 trips. So I don't find them every time, but when I do, I stock up because I love to screen print them. I have a full video showing you from start to finish how you can screen print with a vinyl cutting machine. I've done everything from Whiskey and Whit merch here all the way through to just some fun Golden Girls shirts. So many different options. So if you're interested in screen printing, I will link that video up above as well as down in the description because it's not a long video, but there are a lot of tips and tricks that I want to take my time and run you through. So if that's something you want more info on, be sure to head over to that video. I will walk you through step by step, give you all the supplies, and I know so many of you have gotten hooked on screen printing because of me, and that just makes my heart so happy. And I would be so remiss in this video if I didn't share these tea towels that I made for a friend. These are such a hit. They're still one of my top downloaded files. This is a free file over on my blog, which is Schitt's Creek inspired. So I have both the David and the Moira file with the wording. You can cut it out, add it to either with heat transfer vinyl to Dollar Tree flour sack towels, or you can screen print it like I did. These are so fun. My friend loved them. And for only a couple bucks, I was able to give a custom gift. This next one is another twofer, both a hack and a project. The hack is with the parchment paper. So I cut out this design in Cricut Design Space in 3 different colors, just scrap that I had to illustrate to you guys how easy this is. I'm using permanent vinyl scraps, and once everything is weeded out, I am going to apply some transfer tape to the piece I want to layer on top. So in this case, it is the lighter green number 3. I'm applying enough transfer tape that it is hanging over the side so that it's big enough to go over the top of this 3 outline. And then I'm cutting some parchment paper just as big as the 3 as well. Now this is going to act as a barrier between the sticky transfer tape and the bottom vinyl so I can get it lined up where I want it. And then stick the transfer tape down. Then I can hinge it back, pull out the parchment paper, and apply it down. Then the next question is, what do we do with this decal? Well, I love to apply vinyl to Dollar Tree paper bags. I've been doing this for years for all different seasons, and these are great for birthdays, Christmas even. I did some National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation ones, Grinch ones, and all you do is take your vinyl decal and apply it to the bag. I like to use, at minimum, a medium tack transfer tape. You guys know I love paper transfer tape from Expressions Vinyl, so that's the one that I recommend. There's also an Amazon version that I will link. And I made these bags for Finn's 3rd birthday because it was dinosaur themed. So again, gift bags, the sky's the limit, and their bags are very inexpensive to make that happen. I also love to have the bags on hand in case there's a situation where I don't have a bag or a card for. This was for a friend who got promoted, and I really just wanted to celebrate her, and I thought this design, which is free over on my blog, fit just that. Another great use for these bags is that using vinyl can help you create stuff for your kids or for certain logos, teams that you might not be able to find. So for this Bluey example, I just searched Bluey coloring pages, I saved the image, and I uploaded it into Design Space like we did with the Clifford option. I'm selecting simple here. I'm going to crop out Bluey so then I don't have to worry about anything on the outside. And then I'm going to take the magic eraser tool and select the outside. If you have the regular eraser, you're going to pull to erase, but the magic eraser allows you to click all of these little areas. And once you have everything cut out, you're just going to hit apply and then add as a cut image. Then you can go ahead and size it to your bag. I ended up doing these 7 inches tall in orange and blue for Bluey and Bingo, and these were such a hit with my son Finn and quick and easy to put together. In that same vein, if you are a mom, an auntie, if you are a grandma, this is something you're going to want to know about. Grab yourself some night lights, especially if you've got kids staying over or you just need a little area where you want some fun. I like these because they're flat on the front and they come in a bunch of different colors, but you could also easily put them on these night lights as well. You're going to do the same thing that we did to put Bluey and Bingo on the bags, but pick your character or your logo or whatever. This would also be cool to go in a bag for like a travel sports team, especially because I feel like when you're in a hotel, it is like such a pain to not be able to see around. So like how cute would it be if you put the travel baseball team or travel volleyball team logo on one of these night lights and give them as a gift? The sky's the limit. These glow really well, and all you have to do is add the vinyl. Bada bing, bada boom, good to go. I shared this in my last Cricut video, and I had to absolutely share it again because this is such a game changer for me. I love these Barbie containers because they are such a great size for your craft room, and you can customize them with your Cricut. I take off all of the tags, I remove all of the Barbie stuff on the inside, and then I head over into Design Space after I've measured to create a decal. You're going to type out whatever you want to put in the bag, and I made it 5 inches wide. And I'm doing that just up here at the top, and then you can duplicate and do as many as you want. Now I decided to use the font Highway, which is linked below. I purchased it, and then I also used this fun tech wrap vinyl that has a cover on top. It's adhesive vinyl, but because it's this chrome material, it has a protective sheet. You cut it just like normal, and it is so fun. I did snacks, glue sticks, stickers, and I went through and weeded all of the pieces out and then applied it to the center of the bags. I had to put my hand underneath just to make sure there was some counter pressure, and then you can peel it off. And originally I was so excited about these because they fit my planner stickers so well, but then it's great for glue sticks. I also have one of these in the car with some extra items that I don't want to forget. And if you're able to find these Dollar Tree storage essential bins, they fit these perfectly too. These acrylic bins. I'm sure you could find some at Target and Walmart too that would fit, but they go right in there. Such a great storage solution, and I think these are such a great deal for $1.25. Today we've done a ton of stuff with adhesive vinyl, but I'm actually going to grab one of these tote bags and show you how to customize it with heat transfer vinyl, because a town near me recently went bagless, so you have to bring your own bags. So I thought this would be fun when I go grocery shopping and or craft shopping, because that's where I go a lot to get my supplies. This file I cut to 11 inches wide, and it says might be groceries, might be crafts. You want to make sure that you hit the mirror button when you go to cut it and make sure it's on the iron-on setting. And you're going to also make sure that you put the shiny side down on your mat. If you are having questions about different Cricut materials, you can check out my materials guide, which I will link for you. It goes over the different kinds of materials, why you would want to use it, when, all of that fine stuff. So I will link that for you. We're going to weed it the same way. It's just backwards because you're weeding away from a sticky carrier sheet. And once you get all of your little pieces out, we're going to set our heat press. I'm doing 320 for 30 seconds, but you can also use an iron if you don't have a heat press. Settings are dependent on the type of heat transfer vinyl that you have, so make sure that you check the box or the packaging whenever you get that. I'm going to press the front and the back of the bag, and I'm just going to apply this to the back of the bag because then I'll just have a two-sided bag. I'm not worried about that. I took my bag, got out any wrinkles, and then I did a press down the center. I folded my decal in half and gave it a slight crease on the carrier sheet, not on the vinyl, but that helps me line it up. I'm going to press it, the whole thing. It took me a couple times to cover it, and voila! Super quick and easy. I love this bag. I'm going to be so styling when I go to get my craft supplies or whatever else I need a bag for. I can just leave this in my car. It folds up well. And I'm also going to take it to Aldi because it's for groceries too. So I'm really excited to use this. I think it turned out so cute. And if you make this bag, please take a picture and send it to me. I want to see craft buddies out in the wild with their groceries and craft bags. So if you make it, let me know.
This video inspired you to grab a Dollar Tree blank or 2 or 3 and my free cut files to get crafting. If you do, be sure to share those pictures on social media and tag me, Whiskey and Whit, on all the platforms. Or if you don't have social media to tag me in, no worries, you can shoot an email to hello@whiskeyandwhit.com and I will see it there as well. And I will catch you in the next one.